for just a moment. Jason Holland has that 4 spot. Jimmy Lennox now trying to work his way through Patrick Alcorn and Seth Daniels. Guys moving around the racetrack just a little bit, except for the leader, Adam Stricker. Stricker staying down tight on the bottom of the racetrack. Josh Rice went to the bottom for a couple laps. Now he's back up on the top side, working that cushion. Burwanger running in second. A little bit of a fireworks show from Burwanger. Still Jason Holland in fourth. And Jimmy Lennox, though, right there on his back bumper. Rice right up on the back bumper of Jeremy Burwanger as they run for second. Rice now going to dive to the bottom, going to try and slide up in front of Burwanger. Burwanger going to turn off the bottom. Down the backstretch they go. Burwanger down on the bottom of the racetrack. Josh Rice pounding the cushion. Josh Rice takes over second spot. So up front, still Adam Stricker getting into some lap traffic at this point. But Josh Rice has it rolling on the cushion. Again, Stricker having to navigate through some traffic, but Josh Rice has got it figured out up top. Stricker gets past not only Matt Edmiston, but Clark Van Houten, and puts both of those machines a lap down. Meanwhile, Josh Rice going to try and go to the outside of both of those cars at the same time. Now he's going to turn under Clark. So Josh Rice giving it all it's worth in the 11 machine. Still Adam Stricker the leader. Josh Rice sits in second. Those two cars getting some distance now, almost 3/4 of a straightaway. Again, the fireworks show from Josh Rice. Little bonus to your admission tonight. Burwanger sits in that third spot. Lennox now gets past Holland to take over fourth. Holland still working underneath him, though. Good battle back in that fourth spot. Seth Daniels all alone in sixth position. Again, Adam Stricker continuing to stay to the bottom of the racetrack. He's got some slower traffic in front of him, and here comes Josh Rice. The driver out of Verona, Kentucky, trying to make it interesting up front. Jimmy Lennox gets past Holland. Now he's putting some pressure on Burwanger. Meanwhile, Josh Rice makes some contact with the 28 machine as they're putting him a lap down. Jimmy Lennox now getting underneath the Burwanger as they battle for third spot. Again, lap traffic in front of the leader. Rice using that top side as Jimmy Lennox now gets ahead of Burwanger, but the right there, Stricker now going to move up to the top side of the racetrack.
Oh, we got one right here.
And in the wall, the 28 machine of P.J. Simpson. P.J. Simpson, the 28 car, made contact and come to a stop off of turn number 4. He gathered it up, and now he's rolling, but the caution flag waves. 18 laps in the books. 18 laps in.
Leader needs to slow down.
And Adam Stricker up front. For about the last 5 laps, his crew's been down there yelling and pointing straight up in the air, trying to get him off the bottom of the racetrack. And just that lap, he finally did. Jimmy Lennox was the car on a roll, though, and come to a perfect time for him as he's now going to restart right behind those top 2 cars in that third position. So 18 laps in the books, 7 remain here in our Match Graphic UMP Modified feature event.
60.
So Adam Stricker leads. Josh Rice. Jimmy Lennox sits in third. Jason Holland in fourth. Excuse me. Burwanger in fourth. Jason Holland in fifth. Seth Daniels Patrick Alcorn, Jim Sakosh, Corey Skipton, and Pickelheimer round out the top 10. So those 10 cars are the last cars on the lead lap. So we'll see with a clear track now if Adam Stricker is going to stay on the top side where Josh Rice was rolling, or if he's going to go where he's been fast here in this feature event and go back to the bottom. A couple of young guys with a lot of experience, and both of them with a lot of wins in modifieds over the last 3 years, not just here but everywhere. Green flag waves, 7 laps to go. And Stricker goes to the top side of the racetrack. Josh Rice going to be right there with him. Berwanger now putting some pressure on Jimmy Lennox for that 3rd spot. Seth Daniels now gets underneath of Jason Holland. He's going to try and take over that 5th position. 3 wide back there in 4th spot. Jason Holland rolls through the middle, takes over that 4th, but Berwanger wants it back. He's going to slide underneath him. Josh Rice putting on a show, scraping the wall through 3 and 4 almost every other lap. Down the backstretch, contact. Berwanger and Jason Holland get together. So Jason Holland and Jeremy Berwanger got together down the backstretch, and looks like Jason Holland come to a stop there in the top of turn number 3. Did not make contact with the wall. I believe he just kind of looped around there. Not sure what kind of contact was had between those two drivers. So now Jason Holland driving away over there, or trying to drive away off of turn number 3. So 20 laps in the books, 5 remain in our modified feature event. So Adam Stricker's out front in that Stricker Auto Parts Elite Chassis machine. Josh Rice running in second, just getting that engine back in that family-owned machine. So Jimmy Lennox Jr. up to 3rd. So good racing action all the way through. And now apparently needing some assistance from the wrecker back there with the 3H machine of Jason Holland. Again, don't forget, we are closed the next 2 weekends here at Moeller Raceway Park. But we come back in a big way for our annual Ike Moeller Memorial Event. 50-lap late model feature event, $3,000 to win. The 12th annual Victor Ike Moeller Memorial Event on Friday, August 17th. Modifieds in action for $1,000 that night as well. Bonus money for sport mods and compacts all in action that night. Always a great event. Pulls in a lot of regional drivers for that unsanctioned show. Is a couple of big races on Saturday night. I know the Butterball event down at Richmond, Kentucky will be that Saturday the 18th. Also the Fred Dillo Memorial event over at Portsmouth Raceway Park on August 18th. So a lot of regional guys make a 2-race weekend out of it. start here on Friday night and go to one of those two big events on Saturday night. Not real sure what's going on with the wreckers over there. So now being told they're just going to, some issues on the front end, so they're just going to try and push it into the infield, and now as that happens, Jason Holland is going to try and drive away. So not real sure what's going on. It's going to be 5 laps to go when we get back to the green. Adam Stricker, Josh Rice, Jimmy Lennox, Jeremy Burwanger, and Seth Daniels for the top 5. Patrick Alcorn, Jim Sakosh, Corey Skipton, Larry Pickelheimer Jr., and P.J. Simpson, your top 10. And after all that, Jason Holland able to drive that car away. Lights are out. We're going green. Back to the green. Here we come. 5 laps to go. And Adam Stricker and Josh Rice looked pretty equal those last couple laps following the last restart, as Rice and Stricker both on the top side. Playing a little games on the restart, and Josh Rice going to slide up in front of Stricker. Stricker going to turn back under him. Side by side they go to turn 3. Josh Rice railing the outside, but Stricker on the bottom leads that lap. In 4 laps to go, Stricker still out front, but he's back on the bottom of the racetrack. Josh Rice going to keep scraping the wall. 3 wide, back for 3rd position. Jimmy Lennox in 3rd. Seth Daniels now up to 4th spot. Burwanger back to 5th. Sakosh now putting some pressure on Alcorn. And Alcorn going to spin around off of turn number 4. Caution comes out as Patrick Alcorn loops around. And him and Jim Sakosh had been battling down the backstretch. Stricker trying to play little games on that last restart. Very slow. Josh Rice was right up underneath him, underneath the back bumper, and then when they finally went, Rice was able to turn up under him and slide up in front of him into turn number 1 and 2. But Stricker able to use that bottom to get back past him. Going to be a 2-lap shootout when we go back to green. So we'll see. So the 0-2 machine of Patrick Alcorn going to be back on the wrecker. Something with the rear end out underneath the back of that machine.
That bothering your mind.
It's a tough break for Larry Pickelheimer Jr. as he's going to get to push off the racetrack. Was running about 8th or 9th position there before that caution. And Patrick Alcorn had a good run going here tonight as well. Good run in that heat race. And now he's going to be on the back of the wrecker here with 2 laps to go.